Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, welcome to today's class on today we'll be discussing about the installation of MySQL on our respective computers. So this recording is basically meant for those using Windows PC. Now, for those using Mac, a supporting video is going to be sent. But along the line, if you follow this video, I'm also going to be giving you tips and tricks for those using Mac so that they can actually also install as well. Now, but before I move forward, I would like to congratulate you on reaching this point of your training. It's really been a great feat for those of you that have attended the classes from the beginning till now, and you find it like, I have to continue. Wonderful. Congratulations to you all. Now, that being said, let's start the record. Let's start something. Um, so so the very first thing you're going to do is to open your favorite browser. So for me, I don't know one way or the other. I just love Mozilla Firefox. So I'm going to go into Mozilla Firefox right now, and I'm going to type inside of Mozilla Firefox, I'm going to type in my SQL download. My SQL download. Just that, my SQL download. Now, if you notice, you will notice that the very first one I have here is saying my SQL. If you look at the website under it, you will notice that it says www.mysql.com. Then there's an forward arrow to download. And then you can see underneath my SQL downloads. Please and please, this is what you should click, my SQL downloads. Now, I know most of us are in different countries of the world. Now, because of that, you might be seeing something different from what I have on my first page on Google. Meaning, for some of you, you might still have ads. There'll be a lot of ads that you're going to have before this place. But the one that you have to click on, just scroll down a bit. If you have ads, for example, scroll down to where you see my SQL downloads like this. Then you click on it. So I'm going to click on it once. Pam. So I'll say pam like this. So when I click on it, pam, you can see it brought me to this place. You can see it's loading, it's loading. Now you can see the MySQL download page. You can see mysql.com, downloads, and the rest. So you don't have anything, you don't need to worry yourself about the heat wave or anything. Just scroll down, and then when you scroll down, you are going to look for where you have MySQL community GPL download. You can see MySQL community GPL downloads. Now, this part is for those using Windows and Mac as well. Everything I've been saying here is for those using Windows and Mac. So going to it, MySQL community GPL download, click on it once. So I'll click again, bam. So when I do PAM, now you can have a lot of things that you want to download. You can see the MySQL community downloads. You can see MySQL YUM repository, APT repository, source repository. You don't need to worry yourself about all these big names, about everything that you're seeing here. No, you don't need to worry yourself about it. Now, for those of us using Windows, the first thing we're going to click on is this MySQL installer for Windows. You click on it. So I'm going to click on it, PAM, and then it's going to be opening at this stage. You can see here we have MySQL Windows. This is for the Windows, those of us using Windows. Now, for those of us using Mac, this is what you're going to do. You're going to be installing two things out of this place. Now, for Windows users, all that you're going to be installing is already inside of this installer for Windows. Like they've packed everything all together. So you just need to download one thing that will have everything inside of it. But for those of us using Mac, right, because we are rich kids, because they saw that, yes, you have plenty money. What did they say? They said, okay, instead of you downloading one thing, you're going to download two things. You're going to download two things. So you're going to be downloading the MySQL community server first for those using Mac. And once you have done downloading that and installing it, you will now come back to come and download MySQL Workbench. So for Mac, this is what you're going to do. You're going to download the MySQL community server first. Then after downloading the community server, you will now come back to download Workbench. But for those of us using Windows, you are just to click on what? The MySQL installer for Windows. And that is it. So now for my Windows fans, let's now continue. So now here you're going to be having two things. You're going to be having Windows times 32-bit MSI installer. One is 2.4 MB, one is 428 MB. Any one you choose between the two of them is the same thing. When you download, if you take the 2.4 MB, if you download it, you are still going to download something as high as 428 MB. Are you following? Because it means that you want to do everything online. So it's going to be downloading those things for you as it's going. So now I'm going to be choosing the 2.4 MB version now, right? And then we're going to go with it. So I'm going to be clicking on it. Bam. So let me quickly go back to those using Mac. So for those of us using Mac, you need to do what? You need to make sure that you've confirmed the type of Mac that you're using. Are you following? For those of us using ARM, they click our ARM one. For those of us not using ARM, we click on this other one. Anyone that you want to download, just make sure that the one you are downloading is the one that is compliant with the computer that you're using. Remember, you know that for each Mac has different variants, right? So make sure that the one you are downloading is the one that is compatible with your with your computers. So now let's move on. So now so even anyone that you click, for those of you using Mac, is still going to bring you back to this page. So this the MySQL community download that is telling you to create an account with Oracle. Don't do this. You don't need it unless you want to pay money every month, right? If you're like me that love free things, that you don't want to pay money every month because they just want to be using your money to be eating Google and Ekpa everywhere, all you need to do is just say, no, thanks. I don't have plenty money. So if you're like me that don't have plenty money as well, just click on no, thanks. Just start my download. So just do one palm on that. Palm, no, thanks. Just start my downloads. Automatically, your downloads should begin. And this goes across for those of us using Windows and those of us using using Mac. Now you can see my download manager has picked it up already. Now I'm going to click start download. So when I click start download, it's going to start the download process automatically. So let me quickly look for my download manager and see whether it has started. Oh, wonderful. It's just 2.3 MB. And thank God I'm using everywhere you go internet. So it is very fast. So I'm going to be double clicking on that. Now you can see my SQL installer for Windows. So I don't need to do this. So everybody should have it inside their download folder. So I'm going to go to my file explorer now. Then I go to my download folder. So inside my download folder, I'm going to see that my SQL installer web community is there. So I'm just going to double click on it. Pam, pam. When I double click on it, pam, pam, what happens? It says preparing to install. Then it's going to ask me a question. If I want to allow this application to make changes to my device. Now, while doing this recording, you will not be able to see this part of the computer because it is a security feature. Are you with me? But it will ask you as well. It's going to say, do you want this app to make changes to your device? All you need to do is you say yes if you want the computer to stay on your computer. If you don't want the application to stay on your computer, you say no. But obviously, why are you installing? You want it on your computer, isn't it? So just click yes. So when you click on yes, it's going to start the installation process. It's going to ask you another one if you want to change the app launcher as well to make changes. You say yes again. Then from there, you're going to have this. You can now see it's saying installer 1.6 internet. You can see it's moving, it's loading. So let's move on with that. So let's see. So I'm going to make this down. Good. So this is what we are going to have. You're going to be having the MySQL installer. MySQL installer. So when you are here, this is going to be the same thing for everybody. If you are using Windows, if you are using Mac, if you are using any Ubuntu, this is what you're going to be having. So you don't need to worry yourself about anything. Just select developer default. You don't need to click on server only, client only, full, custom. No. Just leave it on developer default and click next with one palm. Palm, you go, you move on. So when you are here, you will notice that it brought up a lot of application. It's telling me that this following product will be downloaded. Now, if I downloaded the 420 something product, this thing will be reduced. But because I've not downloaded the 2.4 MB version I downloaded, that's why it's going to download all this for me. So all I need to do is just say execute. When I say execute, it's going to be downloading it one after the one after the other. You see, I've clicked on execute. It's still coming up. It's coming up. So for all of us, we need to make sure that we have our internet connection while we are installing MySQL. Internet connection is very, very, very important. You have to have fast and reliable internet connection for you to be able to do what? For you to be able to download successfully. Are you with me? You can see that it's saying downloading and we are waiting for it to download. So at this stage, I'm going to pause my recording. I'm going to pause my recording now so that this will download completely and then we can continue from where we stopped. So as you can see now, I have been able to download all that I have here. So if your own has retry, just hold on, let everything else download first. If you have retry somewhere, you see it in this progress or in the notes, just click on it once. If you have plenty retries, just click on one, then every other one will continue. We try to install again. But if you're like me, that you have better internet and everything has downloaded completely like this, the next thing for you to do is to do what? Is to click on next. So when you click on next, you're going to see it's going to tell you to install what you have downloaded. So you now click on execute. You don't need to come and press on anything here. No. Are you following? You don't need to press anything here. You can press something, right? So just all you need to just do is just say execute. When you click on execute, it's going to start installing one after the other. One after the what? One after the other. So you can see it's installing the MySQL server. It has gone to the MySQL workbench and the rest like that. So I'm going to pause the recording as well while everything else what installs. So I have installed completely, but you can see I have one that is saying failed. So I can click on that one and then say next, or I can say show details, which has nothing to do with it. So I can just say hide details. I can click on that one, then say next, right? It does not really have an effect. Can you see now? I can still move on. Maybe it's going to try it later on its own. I don't know, but I've moved on. Then that thing how I'm going to do what product configuration. So for you, if you have other ones, just try to see if you can install. If you can install, if you cannot install, just try to move on a bit. So now I can see product configuration here, right? You have three products that we're going to what configuring, and this is across all board, whether using Mac or Windows. So the first one is the Microsoft Server 8.0 that is going to happen. You click next, it will take you to this. So at this part, you don't need to do anything. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Leave it. If you touch it, you press Control spoil and your computer will spoil. So don't touch it. Just leave it alone. Click next. At this part too, don't touch anything. Just look at it. Use strong password. Yes. Just click yeah. Next. So at this place, you're going to put in your password. So me, I'm going to put 1234 because in my own MySQL, I'm not keeping $1 million there. So I don't care anybody. But they just have to put password. They just put password there. If it's saying that it is weak, don't worry. Leave it alone. Let it be weak. Right? Use something very, very simple because it is going to ask you forget about it. If you forget the password, you have to uninstall completely. And the uninstallation process is even much more worse than this installation process. So now, just put something as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4, ABCD or SDF, however you like it. Then put it up, put it down, then say what? Next. So from next, the same thing at this point too. Don't touch anything. If you touch it, you do control spoil. Just say next. At this point too, don't touch anything. Are you following? It's giving your server permission. Yes, grant full access. Good. Just say what? Next. So then, once you have done here, you need to click execute so that it's going to execute all this on your registry. Just say execute and it will start executing already. Now, once you have executed, the next thing you're going to be doing is for
Hello,
you
Baba.
the next thing you're going to be doing. So you can see now, I have been able to do what? I've been able to complete the configuration. It has what? It has installed completely. Next thing I need to click what? Finish. When I click on finish, it will go to the next one. My SQL router. I say next. From there, I don't need to touch anything. Don't touch anything. If you touch something, you are going to do control spoil. You are going to do what? Control spoil, and that is going to affect what you are doing. So just say next again. You click on next to move on. Is that okay? Don't touch anything. So once you are here, at this page, you're going to have sample and example. Just say next. When you say next, at this stage, it's going to ask you to put in the password. So this is just to test that password you put, you still remember it. So I'm going to put down my password now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to say check. When I do check, you can see it says connection successful. That's all. Then from there, you just say next and you say execute. So it's going to execute it again. You can see this should take just a few seconds. Now you can see that I executed completely. Then you click on finish. Once you click finish, then you come here. You can see the three things have been done. Then say next. From this next, you don't need to say anything. Just uncheck these two. You can uncheck these two. You don't need it. Then you just say finish. When you finish, that's all. That is all. You've been able to install completely on your computer. Then for you to confirm that it has been installed successfully, just go to your start menu. Go to your start menu. In your start menu, go to your all apps. From your all apps, scroll down to, you can see your apps are arranged in alphabetical order. A for apple, B for Babu, C for Capu. Go down to M, M for money, M for monkey, M for mommy, M for Microsoft, M for MySQL. So you see MySQL, you click on MySQL, you now see that you have folders there, right? Then you come and click on MySQL Workbench 8.0 CE. When you click on it, you are going to have something marvelous like that is going to appear now. Just watch. It's taking a bit of time, but it will come. Now you can see the MySQL Workbench. Now, once you are here, you should know that in your mind, I have been able to successfully install the MySQL completely on my what? On my computer. The next thing for you to do is to go to the local instance. This is what you're going to be using to connecting to your what? To the server. So now why is it local instance? It's local instance because your computer is acting as the server. Your computer is acting as the server right now. If you are working with a company that has their own instance of server, you can just click on this plus sign and you'll be able to do that. But for now, you don't need that. Just click on local instance. When you click on this local instance, it will ask you to put the password. That password that you created that time that I told you that you should not make it too complicated. Remember that one. Come and put that password there now. Me, I just like simple and good things. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll tell the password, please don't remind me again. How do I tell you that don't remind me again? I'll just say save password involved, meaning as from today, don't remind me to put that password again. Then I'll say, okay. Then once I do that, it's going to open up to a new and wonderful place. Can you see it? Good. So this is it. So at this stage, you know that you have successfully installed the MySQL Workbench. Thank you very much. Anticipate the second video where I'm going to be showing you how to bring into your computer the the um the sample database file that we'll be using in class. So thank you very much, everyone, and do have a wonderful day. Thanks.